Let's talk, let's talk, let's talk to the town. Come, let's talk to Willoughby and see who he's found. Yes, come, let's talk to Willoughby and see who he's found.
Welcome to another edition of Talk to the Town. And this is not a site that people haven't seen before, but we're going to go underground here at Hammerdown. And we've seen a lot of things go on here at Hammerdown over the last couple of years. We started out watching them getting the site ready. We've seen them doing some of the open pit mining. Now we're going to take the final plunge with them, I guess, and go underground. Now this is something new to me, and hopefully everybody out there will enjoy it, same as I am, hopefully. Now, for anybody who's watching, there might be times when your camera will go black. Don't adjust your sets because you're going to be underground, and there could be times when there's nothing on any blackness, but that's exactly what the miners see. So we're going to try to bring you the point of view what the miner sees underground. And as you see, I'm standing here at the entrance to the mine, and in a very short while Larry's going to take us underground to see what goes on. Come with us now as we start with a few opening remarks and show you some of the changes here at Hammerdown, and then we'll take you underground. I last visited. Tell us some of the things that have changed.
Well, I think it was the summer 2000, the last time that the community channel was here at Hammerdown, and quite a few changes since then. We've gone from open pit mining, which we saw in the last little film you did here, to underground mining, full production. As you can see in the background behind us, we have a full set of office buildings, miners' dry, mine rescue building, and a core shack, as well as a three-bay garage, and that's all been built since 2000. As well, we've got a set of scales put in for weighing ore as we take it out and truck it to Nugget Pond. And to the west there, we've got a compressor building that houses 3 compressors for underground air for drilling and mine purposes. As well, you'll see a diamond drill, and we're always actively diamond drilling, either to define the ore reserves that we already had or to find new reserves. And right now, that drill right there is trying to redefine some of the reserves that we had already known about.
Now, Larry, it's pretty cool up here on this ridge now. What's it going to be like when we go underground? Is it going to be cold, damp, wet?
No, not really. Usually a regular set of miner's coveralls and a t-shirt or a suit of underwear is basically all you need. It's, in the summertime, it gets fairly warm down there. We're pumping fresh air from surface at all times down what we call the raise, the underground operations. And in the wintertime, we have a set of propane tanks and a propane heater there that heats the air, and it's probably on today. So you'll find it, and it basically stays the same temperature underground in all working conditions.
Now, Larry, where are we going to go and have a look at next?
I guess we can go up to the top of the hill, and you can get a panoramic view of the area, and then we'll see if we can't get a jeep to go underground.
Okay, let's go. Well, Larry, now, I guess with every mine you got the machinery and you need the garage in case there's breakdowns, and I guess that's where we're standing now?
Oh yes, certainly, yeah. It's a 3-bay garage here, and we're with Claude Sacres, the mechanical engineer, and Claude will tell you a little bit about our operations here in the garage.
Well, Claude, I noticed a couple of pieces of machinery here. I guess you're responsible for making sure that everything is kept well serviced?
That's right, yeah, we're responsible for the maintenance part of it. We have, what you see here now is one of our little smaller scoops, 1 yard we call them, and the veins underground, the mining, the gold veins, is very small and narrow, so this is the kind of machines we use, like you see right here, and probably can put them on the camera. And we got 4 of them on surface and 1 smaller. We also have 3.5 yards. 2 fairly old, 1 fairly new one, and 3 ore trucks that serves the main haulage. But that's what we do our stopes and the main drifts with, is them little small scoops.
I guess when a piece of equipment comes in here, you want to get it out as fast as possible.
That's right. Every time they're down, just losing money. We got to get them out. We have this one here spare today. They're not, Nanny broke down on this one. She's ready to go when they want it. Only thing we're waiting for now is a part for the Toyota there. Them Toyotas, we got some bearings beyond the bus this evening, and she'll be out the door tomorrow morning, hopefully.
Larry, that entails quite a many people to be employed here now then compared to what it was here first when we started.
Yeah, I guess we got a slate of about 40 miners here now, I think, full time, and that's on a rotational basis, 24 hours a day, except for holidays. And yeah, we got about, we'll go upstairs and have a quick look at the office upstairs. There's about 6 or 8 people on staff up there at all time, as well as one full-time electrician that's on a day shift, as well as security people that's contracted out, and then we have truck driving contractors as well, trucking contractors that come through at all times, and we also contract out welding services locally, and yeah, that's about it. And your normal run-of-the-mill everyday delivery people, courier services are coming in and out every day, so it's a fairly busy place most times.
A pretty important job here. I came in here and you gave me a pair of boots and a cap, so you must be very important.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good guy, you know, when it comes to that, eh?
So what exactly do you do here now?
Shipping and receiving, part-time purchasing, and a bit of security.
So like I said, you are important. You got all them jobs to look after.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of responsibility, you know, but somebody got to do it, and I got stuck with it, so.
Now, Corey, I mentioned when I came in, I guess you outfit fellows to go underground, like us especially?
Yes, yeah, visitors, miners, mechanics, whoever need to be. Yeah, we do get a few tours. Larry's the man that handles all of that, so.
And you do bring in all the trucks and the equipment, make sure everything is kept there so that when there's a breakdown, everything is available?
Yes, and parts as well,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, there's a lot to it actually, but after a period of time, you know, it just all comes
Natural.
Yeah.
Now, Corey, you're quite busy here this evening. Since we came in, you've been sitting down at that desk here. I guess now is the time when you get a lot of your stuff come in for the day?
Yeah, I usually get it before lunch and just receiving of it all, and then there's usually a lot of stuff to get shipped out. There's a lot of paperwork involved.
Now, thanks, Corey. We won't interfere with you much more.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye. I'm here with Graham, and Graham, there's quite a difference down here underground. What's your job here?
I'm a geological technician, and we come down every morning and go through the mine, and we give instructions to the miners on what to drill, what's ore and what's waste, and just grade control is the main gist of my job.
Now, as we were driving down there, I noticed there was different tunnels. How do you know where you're going?
It comes with experience. First when I started, it was pretty confusing, but after you get used to it, you realize where all the turns are and where all the different stopes are, different levels where we're mining currently.
You know, what happens to all the material that they take out of here besides the actual rock that they're sending out? Because they must take out a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, well, the ore is in the stopes. That goes for ore actually, and is shipped to nugget bond. And the waste sometimes is left underground, and some more times is brought to the surface. And the type of mining we do is cut and fill. And obviously, when you cut out the ore and the waste, there's fill that has to go back in, so the waste comes back down and it's put back in the stope again as backfill.
I got to say, I was amazed. I didn't think the actual tunnels were going to be as high and as big as what they are.
Well, these are the access areas. Most of them are called crosscuts, and this is access into the 9890 area here now. And the access are kept large for the trucks and the large scoops. Right. So as you'll see in a little bit, into the stope is much smaller area using a 1-yard scoop, and the space is a lot smaller in there.
That all up there where that machine is parked, is that just the area that they park them in?
No, that's a remuck station. It's what you do when you do a crosscut. You go a little bit further than when you crosscut the veins, and it's a place where they muck the ore out of the stopes. And they put it there with their 1 yard, and then the 2 yard or 2.5 or 3 yard will come in. It will load from the remucks, and there's a second remuck as well where we just saw the ore truck parked and loaded, and that's where the ore truck gets loaded with the 2.5 yards. So that's a muck station, and muck meaning ore, right. Ore waste. And that's a place to put the waste or the ore, and as a temporary station to move with a bigger machine to a bigger space eventually to the ore truck and then the surface.
Now, Larry, all this got to be done with drills, and how do you, once you do the drilling, how do you get it so that the machines can move it?
Well, it's blasted to a certain pattern. All the miners here are well experienced. They know how to blast. They drill their holes on a certain pattern. They load it up with their powder and blast it, and when it's blasted, it's a pretty small muck actually. It's it's fist size and smaller, so it's easily moved by any machine that's here.
Piece of equipment standing there, what are you looking at?
This thing is what you call a stoper. It's for drilling holes up into the back, into the ore veins, and that's the method of mining we're using right now. It's a variation on a jack leg, and it's the heart and soul of any mine. You wouldn't be able to move rock without this thing unless you had big mechanized jumbo units that had several drills on it. This is man-handled by a miner, and he used it to drill holes, 10 foot long in this case, and this what we're doing here. There were 10-foot drill steels with a carbide diamond studded bit on top, and that's actually what they use to drill and blast the rock with. So that's the heart and soul of this mine is a jack leg and a stoper, and you wouldn't be able to operate here without that type of equipment.
Now, Larry, I guess in what we're standing in there now, there was ore there at one time, and you've taken it out?
Yeah, we're in what we call the M2 West Zone, and it's an ore vein. We'll find a place near where we can look up into the back, and the back in any underground mine is what's above your head. The floor is under your feet, the back is above your head, and the walls are either side. So we'll see if we can find the back with some remnant veins in it we can look at.
Now, Larry, as I was walking through here, I noticed that there's sand here, but yet most everything around me is rock. Where does the sand come from?
The sand is, as you can see on the floor beneath our feet, it's a layer about 6 inches thick, and it comes from the gravel pit in Kings Point. It's brought here by a local contractor, and it's used. The reason for it is the style of mining we're doing is we're drilling holes up into the back above our heads where the ore veins are, and we're blasting it down on top of this sand so that when the miner comes in, he can see a contrast between the color of the sand and the color of the ore. Because underneath this sand is waste muck that we've put back in there so we can mine up higher and higher. In this style of mining, you mine from the bottom up. So we're actually starting at the center of the mine in this area right here, mining up, and we're also starting at the bottom of the mine and mining up. So underneath we have mined and we've filled in with waste. We put a layer of sand on, and when we knock the ore down on top of it, we see the contrast in colour of the miners when they muck it out with their scoop, when they take it out to the remuck station, and as soon as they get to the sand they stop. They know that under that is waste, so it's a marker horizon.
You know, I also noticed as I was walking by, there's a lot of what looked to be bolts and plates up in the roof there, in the back, I guess you call it.
As part of the mining regulation, as you see in the back, anywhere where miners are working, in any open stope areas, any areas where there's trucking and mucking going on, we use screening, which is, I think, 19 gauge screen, and it's connected to 5 foot, I think they're 5 foot rock boats, sometimes they're 7. But they're designed to be on a certain pattern every 4 feet or 5 feet, whatever it is, to support the back. So any loose rock above our heads won't come down. It's supported by those bolts. They're tension bolts. You tighten them up, and there's an expansion unit on the end of them that tightens out and will hold the rock.
You know, we noticed looking right up there, there's a couple of rocks let go, but you don't see much of that around as you're walking by.
No, after every new blast, the safety procedure is nobody's allowed in there. The miner goes in, he's got, I don't see one, but I did see one back there by that stoper. It's an aluminum scaling burr. It's got a steel tip on it, and it's a light aluminum burr, and it's used for scaling any loose. So if there's any loose rock at all before they get the rock bolts in, it's scaled out with the scaling burr.
Well, Larry, seems to be, like I said before, quite a bit of safety put into this stuff.
Well, it's total safety. It's my life and your life as a visitor, and all the miners and support people that are working there. So it's important to everybody.
Yep.
This is the quartz vein that carries the gold. You won't see any gold in it, but you'll see a lot of shiny pyrite, which is iron sulfide. And if the iron sulfide, the pyrite wasn't there, you wouldn't have the gold there. And this is a good example of a good strong vein. It's up to at least 1 meter wide, and it carries high-grade gold. And what the procedure is now for mining here is we'll drill what we call uppers on this vein. We'll take that stoper that's back there, the piece of equipment we looked at. We'll put a 1.5 meter steel on it, and we'll drill up to 1.5 meters and blast the ore out, slot the ore out, and we'll do that all the ways out to Stope. And then the procedure is we'll start at the back and work our way out, so we're not working under what we call a loose brow all the time. And then we'll come back in and knock out the waste on either side.
Now, I'm here with one of the miners, and your name is Jerome?
Jerome Hinks here.
Now, Jerome, you live in Beachside and you drive over every day. Is that a great thing rather than have to go away?
Oh, a wonderful thing. Wonderful.
Now, how long have you been mining?
Well, I started in Little Bay in 1963.
So you actually did some mining here in Newfoundland before then?
In Buchan, I worked in Buchan for 12 years, and Little Bay mines.
Now, how does this gold mine compare to some of the other mining that you've done?
Well, a lot smaller, you know, but it's good here, good ground. A lot better ground here than lots of places I've been. And good crews, and can't ask for no better for the company you're working for. You know, the mine's good. They're good to me anyway.
But I see a pool of water here. Is there a purpose for this?
Yeah, in every underground mining operation or any mining operation you need water. You need to control any water coming into the mine. This is a pretty dry mine. We don't get much water coming in. But this is a sump station, and there's one of those wherever you see a raise in this mine, you'll see a sump station just below it. And it's a fairly big 30 horsepower, 50 horsepower pump sitting in there. And when it gets up to, it's sitting on floats, electrical floats that the pump will cut in, something like a sump pump in your basement. And when it gets to a certain level, it'll pump it out. This underground water gets recycled or pumped into the settling pond on surface where it gets recycled underground.
Now, Larry, is that a spring coming in there, or is that being pumped in there?
No, back about 10 meters, there's another sump like this that's been drilled, and the drill hole has been drilled from one to the other. So the fines, rock powder gets settled out in the first sump, and the water flows into the second one where it's much cleaner.
I just wonder, because if that was a spring, we'd have enough water here for the town of Kings Point.
Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty dry mine. There's not much. I've seen 1 or 2 springs down here, even at the lower levels. There's a big fault zone down there, and when we drill through that fault zone, we get natural spring water coming back, nice clear, cold water.
Well, hopefully we can get to have a look at one of them if we're having to walk by one.
Yeah, I don't think we get down that far, but we'll see.
Now, what is the lowest level area in the mine you got?
The lowest level is 9,800 meters, and that's just over about 220 meters below surface, about 650 feet.
I'm here with another miner, but you're not underground. We're above ground, and it looks like I still got my light left on. There, go off. Now, you're normally underground, but I guess you came up for a reason.
Yeah, the guys blasted down below there. We got smoked out, so I had to come up and let the smoke clear.
So you guys don't stay down there when there's any smoke around?
Well, I can't say when there's no smoke around. There's usually a little bit of smoke underground, but when they blast, you want to get out of there. Give it a few minutes to clear out.
Now, what is your name and where do you live compared to here in Kings Point?
I don't live too far from Kings Point, actually. Robert's Arm. Kevin Anthony is the name.
So you drive in here every day?
Every day, yeah.
Now, where's some of the places you've worked other than here at Richmond?
Oh, geez, that'd take a lot of thinking. Been all over the country, actually. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, in Leaf Rapids, Glen Lake, Thompson.
So you're a pretty experienced miner. You've been at it for a while.
I guess I started in 74, first time underground. So I probably I haven't been mining every year since that, but I got 15, 16 years, somewhere in there, I guess.
And is a lot better working here close to home than it is being out in Manitoba?
Oh, quite a bit, yeah. Yeah, the women are a lot better looking down this way.
Oh, okay. So, what do you find? How do you find it working here, though? Is it a good place to work?
It's an excellent place to work. It's a small mine, and the ground is pretty good. And I find the people pretty good to work with, and pretty good company, not too bad. Treats us pretty good.
Now,
Can't complain.
Here at the mine, what do you actually do? You do the drill and some of the stuff we talked about today?
Yeah, I'm working in the Stope, so that entails driving with a jack leg, stopper. Today we're drilling with the one boom, so we got to take the back down. So kind of got to be a jack of all trades, working in a small mine like this. Everybody got to chip in and do a little bit of everything.
Now, thanks very much.
No problem.
Yeah, well, last time you were here, we had a couple of small trailers up on surface, one that was an office space, and we didn't have so many employees in either, but since we've built this new building down here, it's part of the mine dry, part of the coffee shop, the lunchroom, and the warehouse is downstairs for supplies, materials. The showers are all housed in this building, and the top floor is basically office space. And there's about 6 or 7 people here working on a full-time basis as staff, and this space up here includes the geology department, which I'm part of, and the engineering department, which Dave Willoughby is part of. And there's a geotechnical engineer, Darren Cavally, and George Downey is our AutoCAD operator. We have a full-time surveyor as well, like I told you before, that surveys underground basically every day, and he's part of the engineering department. And as well in the geology department, there's a couple of geotechnical geologists. One was Graham Smith, which you interviewed underground. So there's 5 or 6 people working here on a daily basis. So I'll let you talk now for a second to Dave Willoughby.
Now, I'm here with Dave Willoughby, and Dave, you're the big engineer on the job.
Yeah, chief engineer, and I look after the engineering department. I supervise everyone within the engineering department, and I supervise geology department as well.
Now, I notice you got a table here full of maps too, so I guess you spend a lot of time looking at the maps.
Yes, part of my job is mine planning, and I look at the long-term mine planning over the next year and the life of the mine, and I draw the plans up, and the day-to-day planning is done by the mining technician and their technologist, and he draws the day-to-day plans. I look after more of the long-range planning.
Now, Dave, a name like Willoughby is not a familiar name around here. Don't mind me asking, where are you from?
Originally from Vancouver, and being in the mining industry, we move around from coast to coast, and I've worked on all 3 coasts and most of the provinces and all the territories. So my family and I have been around quite a bit and down into the United States as well.
So you brought your family here to Newfoundland with you to work?
Not this time. My wife's going to school in Halifax right now, so my daughter's there, and my son is up here with me going to school in Springdale.
So you get, like you said, you do get around.
Yep.
So how do you enjoy it here in Newfoundland?
It's great. I've been here almost a year, and it's really nice. The people are really friendly, and the miners here are really experienced, and it's a pleasure to work here.
Well, thanks, Dave, and hopefully we'll get to see you in the future.
Okay, you're welcome. Anytime.
Well, that's it from here underground at Hammerdown. Well, right now we're not underground. We're sitting up here, and my next thing after I finish this is a very important coffee break. But I hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did, and hopefully we've given you some insight to what it looks like underground in a mine. I know I was quite surprised to what I saw, and if you got an interest in it and you'd like to get in here, maybe you can contact Larry, and he might be able to give you a short tour sometime at his convenience. And hopefully you'll join us again next week when we bring you another interesting story from here at CC3. See you then.